for. Knock it off. Come on. No. Yeah, I know. Ping. 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 No, there. He finally went to sleep. Oh. Well, once again, right back here from a secret, undisclosed location, hidden somewhere deep in the bowels of historic downtown St. John's, Newfoundland, comes In the Library of Graphic Literature with your hosts, me, Wallace Ryan. So how's everyone doing out there today? Fine, I hope. Nothing like a good cup of tea. And some books, of course. And I got a nice stack of books here for you this week too. Some classics, some cool stuff, and some more classics and more cool stuff. So it's a week, a chock-a-block week full of stuff. Actually, the first one here is this Eternals, this big Eternals book I have here. I had to get it because it just looked too darn cool to miss. So I added that to my big book collection. Oh, one moment. It's the hotline. Yes? Yeah? No, I am going to talk about Manhunter. I told you to stop calling me here. Okay. Anyway. Thursday Comics. Don't forget. Okay. Anyway, let's get down to it. Let's do it to it. Okay, so what's first? The first book we're going to have a look at after I have a cup sip of tea there. The first book is Manhunter, the Deluxe Edition. Not just any edition, the deluxe one. Anyway, what can I say about this that hasn't already been said? It's one of the oh, and here's the inside without the dust jacket on it. Cool dust jacket. But Manhunter, it ran for, what was it, 6 or 7 episodes. It ran as a backup feature in Detective Comics between 73 and 74, and ended off with one big story, got it damn wrong, and it won, I think it was 6 Shazam Awards, 2 for Archie Goodwin for writer, Best Promising New Talent for Walter Simonson. He tied with some young fella named Jim Starlin. Won 2 Best Short Stories, and then Best Individual Story for Got a Damn Wrong, the final chapter in it. But it's an absolute, I love this story. This is one of my favorite series, and for a series, a backup feature to garner so many Shazam Awards even back then was saying something else. But it's an absolute joy of superhero antics, espionage, and a race to save the world. It also includes the sequel, which was between Goodwin and Simonson, but Goodwin died before it was finished, so it was done as a silent comic, and it actually works pretty good. So, but overall, I just can't say enough about this. Well, I could, but I just got to. See, I love it. I'm in love with the book. Anyway, it was for its time. It was very revolutionary. Well, it was. Let's be honest. It was Walter and Archie who were revolutionary. I actually got to meet Archie in the late '80s. I went to New York, and I had an interview with him for an article I was writing for a local publication, and it went pretty good. He was really, really nice, Had a great time. We chatted for over an hour until I talked him nearly to death, and he gave me some free comics. Really, really sweet guy. And I know there are a lot of people out there who miss him. And anyway, yeah, a great series. This is the second one there, and so worth reading, so worth collecting, so worth having. I'm so glad to have this. I mean, I do have it in one of those Tales of the Batman, or Tales of the Batman, the Archie Goodwin volume, but it was great to have it in a standalone one thing. Absolutely, I just can't say enough about it. But obviously I have to, because, you know, I only have so much room on this disc, on this camera. So anyway, you got to read that. Ignore that thing there. Okay, now moving right along, we'll jump to a Marvel Masterworks. For you Marvel Masterworks fans out there, hey, we got something from Marvel Masterworks, hey! So, as you can tell by my bizarre other voice, this is an interesting series. Late 70s, Marvel was on a rampage trying to get all the... Seems like they wanted to create a woman counterpart for every one of their heroes. Ooh. Ugh. Here in my mouth. Almost more as an attempt to make sure that no other publisher came out with a Spider-Woman or She-Hulk or Mrs. Hulk, whatever. Anyway, same with Ms. Marvel. It was quite the rush of heroes. And of all of them, I guess Ms. Marvel or She-Hulk probably is one of the most successful She-Hulk roles, and always did right from the start. But now this is Spider-Woman, Mark Gruenwald and Carmine Infantino. Infantino did a vast amount of work in this. He had he penciled. Steve Leola did do one of the last one, apparently. Issue 25. Of course, I'm a big Steve Leola fan. I always wonder if I'm pronouncing his name properly. But Steve ruled. loved his artwork. Especially his work on Coyote. Those couple of issues he did, those absolutely stunning. But this also has so 9 to 19 is by Infantino, 20, 21, 22 by Frank Springer. Trevor Von Aiden comes in for 2, and Steve rounds it all out. The writers were Gruenwald, Mike Fleischer, and Stephen Grant. Inkers Al Gordon, Mike Esposito, and Steve Leola, of course. But yeah, I mean the Infantino work. I mean, it was still pretty good. It was. He still had it at this point. I think it was within a few years after this. To be quite honest, to me, his powers were fading. But still, you know, worth getting, if not for its historical value. There you go. So yeah. I had a few of these, I can remember buying them at the time. All you need is hate. So, but yeah, some good stories. And then ending off here with this beautiful piece by Steve Leola here. Hang on, I think that's not it. This was the Steve Leola piece. Absolutely beautiful artwork. Beautiful artwork. He was also a great inker too. Is a great inker, sorry. Sorry, Steve. But yeah. So yeah, definitely Definitely worthy Marvel Masterworks. No, I don't love it as much as, say, the Manhunter, but you know, hey, what can you say? So, moving right along here at a breakneck speed, we slice open yet another little gem here. This comes from DC, from the folks across the street, from the House of Ideas. So back to DC again. And this is the Legion of Superheroes Before the Darkness. Before it all went to hell. This is sort of the period in between, say, Mike Grell and Keith Giffen. James Sherman actually did some good work during this period. Starlin even did a story, got in on it. Now, while this one contains mainly, I do believe it's a lot of Ditko work, I think. Let's check. Let's see. Okay, Jim James, Steve Ditko, Jim Sherman, Joe Staton, Rick Estrada, Frank Chiaramonte, Dave Hunt, John Calnan, and Bob Wysick. So yeah, and on writing, Jerry Conway, Paul Kuperberg, E. Nelson Bridwell, and J.M. DeMatteis. So yeah, it was interesting. It was an interesting run. Like I say, let's see here. We start out here, Joe Staton. So it was, like I say, it was an interesting few stories. I bought it more as a completionist. I'm not even sure what because a lot of these stories I would have missed actually now that I think about it. Even the Ditko. But it's the latter Ditko. He still had it, but you know, he was starting to lose, I think, some of his best talents. Bob Wysick, Steve Ditko, and but yeah, you know, it's sort of good enough to have in your library just from, you know, a completist point of view. Anyway, oh yeah, I know I'm not showing you them, but you know, that one. But you know, still I bought it, and I would want it because I do have all the other ones in. So you gotta have. Sometimes you gotta take the good with the bad. Now, speaking of the good, here we have Volume 2 of Superman, the Man of Steel. Dun-dun-dun-dun. This is the John Byrne run, or most of it anyway. I'm actually reading the Volume 1 of this. This has Byrne, of course, exercising his writing powers and then his drawing powers along with Jerry Ordway, Greg LaRocque, and even Eric Larson. And then a whole bunch of inkers. Wow, there's a lot of inkers there. Everyone from Jerry Ordway to Mike DiCarlo. Way to go, Mike. John Beatty. Lots of people. So yeah. And the cover, of course, done by good old John himself. But yeah, it was John had quite the run. He did. And it's funny too, because I can remember by Wolfman Ordway, so some mixed in here. I can remember in '88 when it was they had the anniversary of Superman. I do believe Byrne did the cover for Time magazine. So yeah, a very interesting collection here. And even the Legion of Superheroes gets in on it. So yeah, definitely well worth picking up here. So yeah, if you're a Superman fan, you got to check it out. And especially if you're a Byrne fan. So yeah, check out the Man of Steel, Superman, the Man of Steel. Nice looking cover. I love that cover. Okay. So yet another beauty. Another beauty. Well, DC's really kicking ass this week. They got 3 out of 4 so far. And Marvel only got 1 more, so they'll have 2. So still fighting it out. But coming up between them is Fantagraphics this week. We have the Disney Masters, The New Adventures of the Phantom Blot. This, as it says on the back, a power-crazed supervillain in a ghostly black cloak is on the loose, and Mickey, Donald, and Uncle Scrooge must bring him to heel. From usurping the crown of Tazba to battling Super Goof, Goofy's brand new secret identity, the Blot will stop at nothing to turn the world upside down. Yay! So, yeah. Looks pretty good. I know my duck expert friend of mine, Sam, is picking up one of these. But yeah, love the look of it. Actually, kind of looks almost like a golden age, even though this is more silver age. Let me have a sip here, and I'll give you a close up of it. The tea tonight, by the way, Earl Grey. It's an organic Earl Grey. I don't know what makes it so organic. Anyway, so let's have a look at what makes this stuff so darn good. It looks like action-packed anyway. And people are always saying to me, Wallace, why do you read Disney comics? And I say to them, people, they're actually fun to read. A lot of them have great stories. They're action-packed. They just never seem to end. It's a little bit of brings back a few memories too of my childhood reading Golden Key comics and the like. Right there. So yeah, pick it up. The New Adventures of the Phantom Blot. Okay. Whew. Really making it through these. And once again, I like the fact that Fantagraphics, through not only the Disney Masters series, but through their Carl Barks and what was the other one? Don. Jeez, I can't believe I'm missing it. Don Rosa, yeah. Had to look at it here. It's been a long day. It's keeping a lot of great Disney stuff alive and bringing it to a whole new generation. So that's rather excellent of them. Now, speaking of Fantagraphics, does Fantagraphics stop there? No, they don't. They come to us with a flip-over book. On one side we have the Hypno Twist by Gilbert Hernandez. In my humble opinion, one of the greatest living comic book writers of today. Very, very underrated, but absolutely astonishing. I'd like to tongue kiss this book. Then you flip it to the other side and it has Scarlet by Starlight with that cool type there. Woo! But yeah, I love, like I say, anything by Gilbert I will pick up. I've fell in love with his stuff during the 80s, and that love affair has not stopped ever since. But I'll give you a nice close-up look. It does have some stickers on it, which is, kind of a drag, but, this is the original one. This is the first printing. I'd say 99% of the books in the library here are actually first prints. Look at that shiny title there. And then over here. Pretty cool, eh? But yeah, it's a book that's obviously not for children. Oh, let's take a look over this side here. Very, very... Ooh, ooh, oh my god. But yeah, very, very cool. I haven't read it yet, but if anything he's written up to this point is any indication, it's bound to be great. Okay, whew. Now, last, but definitely not least, comes from Marvel Comics, the latest collection of Conan stories. New Conan stories, well, new Conan stories in terms of this. This is the, what is this? This is Conan, collecting Conan 1 to 12 by Jason Aaron and his pals. So this is the, basically the new Conan that they've started since they took over. And of course, you know, they have artists like Mahmoud, Ezra, Geraldo, Safino with Gary Brown, and Azad Rubik on covers. But the artwork, I've had a look at it, and the artwork is actually not too bad. It's a different kind of Conan, but every Conan, every generation has a different Conan. Everyone writes them, creates them, draws them in their own special way, and this is no different. Oh, let's have a look at the inside cover, the life and death of Conan the Barbarian. Oh yeah. Oh, look at this. This is oh, this is kind of cool actually. This is the map of the Hyborian world at the time. Now that's kind of cool. So for you Conan fans out there, you might want to pick this little baby up. So let's have a quick look at it. Okay. So yeah, very different artwork. But for all of you Conan fans out there like me, I'm actually quite fascinated. I will give this one a read. Anyway, not too bad, hey? Okay, folks. Well, that's about it for this week. Of course, it was the Eternals, big Eternals book there that I bought the week before. And it looked pretty cool. So, check out this week's Thursday Comics, Giant Size, with me and my pal Dennis Osborne. We do a special couples episode. And if you're in St. John's, Newfoundland, get down to Downtown Comics and support one of the great local comic book shops. Okay. Thanks for having me over. Love you. Ah! Oh, here I go. And I land next to the camera where I push the button, turn it.